Hello, my name is Haley Elizaris, and I'm going to be talking about solving Houston's flooding crisis through green infrastructure. So as an introduction, in 2017, Hurricane Harvey dropped over 50 inches of rain on the city of Houston. This had entire neighborhoods submerged in water, and there's over 100 deaths in Texas related to the storm. However, this wasn't just a storm issue, it was a drainage and infrastructure failure as well. So we're going to be getting into flooding and drainage problems in Houston, how this issue affects everyday life within the region, how outdated infrastructure needs to be replaced with more green solutions for a safer, more sustainable city. Also, the significance of this is over 75% of the flooding occurred outside of flooding zones, so outside the city itself, or like the downtown area of the city itself. So why Houston floods? Houston floods because it has a very flat terrain with heavy clay soil. There's also very rapid development of pavement to accommodate the city's natural or rapid development itself. So the city of Houston's been growing very fast, and they've been trying to kind of quickly develop pavement, and this is replace the natural drainage, which hasn't been very effective. These old drainage systems in downtown aren't able to hold current rainfall. So what is green infrastructure? Green infrastructure is nature-based solutions that manage stormwater. So for example, rain gardens, bioswales, permeable pavement, and wetlands. These absorb water naturally and are able to reduce runoff. So what can Houston do? So for Houston can begin by implementing floodplain restoration, so buying out cities in flood-prone areas, turning old neighborhoods into parks and wetlands, and then cities like Tulsa and Charlotte implemented these and were able to see success according to FEMA in 2020. They could also implement green building codes, which require buildings to have green roofs, rain gardens, and permeable driveways. Also floodplain buyouts, so which is what I mentioned before, convert the rescue land into more nature zones. We see benefits from this. It leads to safer neighborhoods and more green space within the city. Why I believe this would work. It will improve the overall public health and safety by reducing sewage overflows, which often occur during floods, not just during big storms like Harvey, but also just whenever it rains in general. This will promote cleaner runoff water, which will lead to healthier water systems long term and fewer pollutants entering local bayous and rivers. The green space also will lower urban heat and improve air quality within the city, helping battle pollution. By putting these into place, flood damages will be reduced. Green infrastructure slows and absorbs rainwater before it enters the storm drains, so not as much as overwhelming the drains all at once. An example of this is rain gardens are able to absorb up to 30% more water than a traditional lawn. So the lasting impact of putting this into place. Cost effective over time, so even though the initial investment may seem high, green infrastructure lowers long-term maintenance costs. It reduces the need for expensive emergency repairs. FEMA reported that every $1 spent on mitigation saves $6 in future disaster recovery cost. It'll enhance the overall quality of life in Houston. Green spaces double as community parks, trails, habitats, offering recreational places for people to spend time, which can also lead to mental health benefits. This makes cities more livable, especially in lower income areas, which often suffer the most during flooding events. So there has been proven success in other cities. Philadelphia saved over $5 billion choosing green stormwater projects over traditional upgrades. Also, Tulsa has reduced repeat flooding by buying out homes and restoring the floodplains, turning flood zones into public parks and more. So next is going to be my citations. Here we go. I use the City of Houston, the Public system. I also use National Wildlife Federation, Federal Emergency Management, American Planning, and more to get my information. Thank you, and have a nice day.